Hi everybody. Today we have the pleasure to receive Mariana together with Loic.
Good to see you, Mariana.
Hi, nice to see you, Loic.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
So we're super happy to have you, and we're gonna start maybe talking about your journey and see how did you get to Miami basically, and you do get to a big level in real estate, and maybe we can also talk about how do you see Miami evolving in the next 5 years, and what do you see for this crazy already market for all the investors coming. And let's first focus on yourself.
Okay.
How did you get here? Or did you basically made it by yourself? Because I know that most of the time everyone say, you should not do it, stay at home, stay safe and everything. So very interesting to have your feedback.
Okay, let's start. I'm originally from Brazil. I moved to Miami in 2000, so it's been almost 27 years already here. I started my career in the financial market, which I believe it helps me tremendously in the real estate market because they are all connected. Even though most of the agents out there, realtors, they don't see how important it is to understand what is happening in the economy, in the global economy, because the markets are connected, especially if you go to the high level of real estate, right? So I used to work in the financial market for over 16 years. So I moved to Florida to work at a bank, Credit Suisse, first Boston,
So nice.
in the private banking area. And then I moved to Prudential, used to be one of the largest brokerage, and they didn't have a room for me yet, a private room for me to do the private banking. So I stayed at the trading desk. And from one day to another, I was already trading, helping with the phones, and then I love it. So I moved completely. Most of these 16 years, I did sales. I was a sales trader for fixed income emerging market bonds. Also, I think that this background helps me a lot in negotiations because we are, as a realtor, we are always with a buyer and a seller together. So it's what I used to do every second, trading bonds. So I think that background really makes me talk at another level when you talk to clients, and they easily see that. And and also my portfolio, my networking, my networking was from big investors. So I started like that.
Okay.
So one day I was in one of the broker, Interbolsa was from Colombia, the largest broker dealer in Colombia. They broke. From one day to another, I was unemployed. I said, what do? I don't know what to do anything else than the financial market. Yeah. And then I took my license and I started to do the real estate. I started already with luxury properties in Coco Plum. Back then, this is 2005. Back then, $2 million was like the equivalent today of $10 million. So I started with those houses. Yeah. I've learned from one of the best, Mai de la Vega and Consuelo Stewart. It was a boutique broker realty that they had. And somebody really helped me to explain the as-is agreement. So this is also important to know everything from the beginning. You can delegate later on, but you need to understand the whole process of the sale. That helps you also to have more confidence. And I always say in my classes that I teach, you have a sale when you have two things. First is when the client trusts you, and second, connection. If you have these two things, you have a sale.
A deal secured.
A deal, exactly. So I started like that.
Okay.
Well, that's amazing,
from
Mariana.
Scratch.
Thank you for sharing all of these nice information. Actually, I was curious to know, how did you know that sales and interpersonal relationship was made for you? Did you know already all your life that this was made for you?
Yes.
Because I know you're really good at talking and meeting people, but it's not for everyone. And how do you basically know when it's for you or when it's not?
Okay, great question.
Good question.
When I was 18 years old, I started at a bank in Brazil. Actually, it was a French bank, Crédit Commercial.
You see, everything is linked to France.
French. Since then, I needed
You
to
don't
learn
want to
French,
see,
and
but look.
I have been postponing, But it was Crédit Commercial de France. And I remember I just got in and they taught me how to sell this I'm sorry to say, but it's a horrible product, is PGBL. It's like a pension fund.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, nobody wants to talk about it, hard to sell. And I won a Mont Blanc from I was the one, a pen. But back then, 18 years old, receiving a Mont Blanc from the president of the bank, I was like, oh my gosh, I was the number one. I ranked number one in selling the product. And it was a hard product to sell. So I like what you say, because some people, they really want to learn how to sell. And sometimes for some people, it's just not for them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I say that it's a virus, it's in DNA. Either you have that virus, that DNA thing, or not. You can teach up to a level, but the other, it's the personality.
Has to be natural. Yeah.
Exactly, because you need to have the connection. How do you teach to have the connection? How is that breaking the ice and everything? You can give a few examples, but when I go to do a showing, for example, I don't know what I'm gonna say. It's something like that. I pick up a day, so it needs to be spontaneous, and you need to know how to break the ice, how to connect. Right? So I knew since the beginning that I love talking to people. I think every single person that you meet, from the guy that prepared your coffee at the Starbucks, you learn something. You're always learning something. And I always say also in my classes that we are privileged to sell a product that everybody needs.
Yeah.
It's not that we are selling a bike and then some people, I don't know, is disabled, cannot ride bikes. No, everybody that we meet, one day is going to need you, either to buy, to sell, or to rent. Everybody needs a roof. So doesn't matter where you are, you can always be working, networking, meeting people, and eventually they're going to call you if you do a good job in keeping that, contact with them.
Okay. And how do you scale? I mean, you started at 2 million to ended up last summer at 27 together. How did you scale little by little to get to those levels?
Well, you broke my concept. I say that you have to start from the beginning. If you want to run a marathon, you cannot just wake up one day and say, I'm going to run a marathon. You have to prepare yourself, right? It's super hard to get a $27 million listing. The seller wants to know what you're going to do, needs to trust you, and then you need some history, right? So I have sold when it was in 2019, right before the pandemic, or 18, I sold a $26.5 million, which today would be the equivalent of $16 million.
Yeah.
And that was my first big one that I got. And it was hard. I had to go through
Island, right?
In the 370 South Hibiscus. And it was hard to get that listing. They interviewed me and two other people, groups. And I won. I won because I was very honest. I won because I didn't want to put anybody down. So I knew who he was interviewing. And I said, honestly, look, you need to feel comfortable with your agent because I'm going to be fighting for you. So if you don't think, if you don't have chemistry with me, you don't believe in the things that I believe, the market, all the things that I'm telling you, it's not going to work. So we need to work together. And he really liked that. So sometimes I think the industry is super small. One day you're in the sales side, the other day it changes. So not put anybody down. We need to work together. And some realtors still, they compete, and this is not a competition. I think it's to
you have to compete against yourself.
Exactly. This is it. Like to always, how can I improve? How can I do better? So this is something that I started. My first sale was a $2 million back then from my cousin. So it doesn't count. This doesn't count.
But
right?
it set a standard kind of for you, no?
Well, but the second one, Luik, it was 148,000.
Oh, a bit of a downgrade.
I came from 2 million to 148,000, which was my true real first client. It was a 1 bedroom at the Grand here. And I will never forget. It was great. I opened the door. It was a shitty apartment. And I said, oh my gosh, it's horrible. And he goes, I love it. I want. And I'm like, really? Yes. So we did.
Wow.
Super easy deal. And then it's like learning. I think each deal is different. When you think there's something different. Single family homes are different. Then I started with pre-construction. Because I come from the financial
it's cool
market.
to maybe talk about the new construction and later
Okay.
let you go with this, but maybe you can pick your three favorites one.
Okay.
Because last time we were talking
Yeah.
about it actually.
Okay. So I was specialized in pre-construction because pre-construction is one of the best investment that you can do if you buy well, if you know
Right,
the
of course.
features that you need. Which do you want me to give my
Yeah.
my
Yeah, we actually
secrets?
we did
my
our-
secrets?
Do we have to pay for it?
I'm gonna give it for free because you have here the two top guys, the best French realtors in Florida. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you for free. You should know what are the three features that a pre-construction
I know.
an investment.
I know it already.
We talked about it actually in one of our podcasts, so we want to hear from you what if ours are matching or not.
Okay, wine
And then
location.
then you will be able to check if I already say that.
Okay. One always location. So either you are in an already established location, or in a location that is a lot of things are coming. So a lot of investments, companies coming. So billions and billions of dollars being invested in the area, the city doing things, something like that.
Yeah.
Second, I call the name and last name. So who is behind? So who is the architect? Who is the developer? Because buying pre-construction, there's only benefits. But there is a risk of not coming out of the paper, and then you wasted your money and time, and so the risk, if you really pick good, work with good developers that that have delivered already, you see the history and performance and everything, this risk is almost eliminated.
Right.
But sometimes it's a brand, sometimes it's an architect, a famous architect. Now we talk about the ones that I prefer now later.
Yeah.
And the third one is exclusivity, so scarcity. If you go to a building that has 700 units, for the resale, it's going to be really hard.
You're going to compete
because-
with everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a lot of units, but different floor plans, it helps, different views, because you cannot have like 50 units of the same floor plan.
You have to have something unique.
Yes.
To be able
so
to sell it, yeah.
if you have these three features, for sure, you're going to have a great investment.
And how much like an investor can expect when he gets the unit delivered and to sell it in percentage? What do you think it will be?
It's hard to say, but
Like
it's
to give a
easily
range,
in
yeah.
Miami now, in these 16 years that I have been working, easily buying at the first, because you have the price list, no?
Yeah,
This
right.
is nice that you fix your price. So if you get in at the right phase of the project, in with these three features that has the location, then it's like easily minimum 30%, minimum.
That's pretty good because also you don't put all your money up front, right?
You
put it
don't, you
little by
only put
little.
40 to 50%, you put 10%, so your money is already, you're invested in someplace else, even on the financial market. So you're getting the whole appreciation
Yeah.
plus the appreciation of
It's
the
30%
money.
on whatever the money you're putting in periodically. So at the end of the day, it's more than double that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
At
it's
the-
around
like-
60 easy. Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
And for example, like some regions that I invested myself in Brickell, it's only 149 units, very boutique. A Robert Stern architect that
Yeah.
passed, but a really renowned architect. Some Regis, the brand, so we know
Yeah.
it brings like years and years of tradition, service, management. The last lot facing the bay in Brickell. So it was a lot of Michelin star restaurant only for the residences, marina. Nowadays that is hard. So all of that, it was like I put only 30%. Now I'm gonna finish the 40%, and I got more than. Let me see. More than 30%
Already.
already.
Wow.
In 30%. In
Wow.
30% that I put down, I got 30%.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's
On
amazing.
top of the full amount. So I need to
Yeah,
see on
exactly.
top of
so
the.
if you multiply by the
exactly,
full amount,
a lot more.
you're getting a really big return. So it's
Yes.
super interesting. So that's why you believe it was good for investors and people that were coming. So that's why you started in this. And then why did you transition? Did you feel like you had more clients that were leaning towards other things, or
The pandemic.
The pandemic.
2020, I got 53 listings.
Wow.
I had to
Wow.
hire people to help me because the Brazilians couldn't travel. Their property was like doubling the price that they paid. and they saw the opportunity to sell. Even though I told them don't sell,
It's gonna keep going
because
up.
it's gonna keep going up. They are, you know how Brazilians are, so they put it for sale. So then I had to learn
Yeah.
how to do the listing side, the sales side, you know, because I always worked with buyers. I was really good with buyers, you know,
Yeah.
because I say the buyers, if they're ready, able, and willing to buy, that's it. It's up to you to find something that makes their eyes shine and pull the trigger. Selling, you have to talk, you have to see how much it's worth. They always think it's worth more, and then you need to bring the potential buyer for that you know. A buyer, for me, there's no conflict. I'm gonna see what you want, and then I will find it. But when you are representing, sometimes the buyer you see is not for them, you know, and you need to sell that thing.
But there's more people involved, right? With when you're selling something, because you're talking to every single potential buyer or every single person that comes to see the house. So there's more people involved than when you're like buying on the buyer side. You're just coming into a house and you're just always together with the same person rather than trying to find the right buyer.
Exactly, it's completely different.
Yeah.
That's why I had to learn how to do that.
Kind of work.
And it was very. I mean, it's adapting. It's sales at the end of the day. It's sales, but you need to. Your strategy is different. I don't need to do marketing for buyers. For sellers, I had to create my branding, do my nobody knew more or less like how much I produced, because buyers you don't put like, you know, I didn't have any signs with my picture on it and anything, so I had to just start doing that. And then I changed. Now I have both, like pre-construction and resale.
So your three favorites of pre-construction projects?
Oh, my three favorites.
San Regis, I guess.
Yes, but it's already at a higher level price. But yes, it's gonna keep going. For sure, still 1 year to go. But Noble for me is Norman Foster with Noble, great location. So we have location with perfect view. All the units have bay view. You have privacy. You have the name and last name behind.
Yeah, the
so
branding,
it's good
the architects.
Great developers, Noble and great architect, Norman Foster.
Few units,
everything. You have all of the three features. I like a lot Delano now too. Is from the developer EMG, the same developer that did the Waldorf Astoria.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have the beach club. I think the name is already is an icon. Who doesn't know the Delano Hotel? They're gonna have units that you can live, units you can for investment, fully furnished. The ones for investment. So I like the.
And even if they have a lot of units, they have different floor plans.
Different floor plans and different, like, is two buildings in one.
Okay.
So I like it. It's gonna be the first observatory in Miami. So every city has like
that's true.
Exactly. So here is gonna be the first one.
Wow.
So a lot of people is gonna have a restaurant in the rooftop, open for public.
For guests.
I heard that the developer actually says that usually, like in the Mandarin Oriental, you can sell those two penthouses for 50 million each. So it's 100 million of sale, but he made the choice to keep it for everyone. For everybody to have access to this rooftop and to this spectacular view. So it's true that it's a competitive advantage compared to other units. Yeah.
And the location, downtown Miami is changing completely.
True.
So it's I think you are well located. Now traffic is horrible, but once they all built, it's gonna be better. So you're in the middle of everything. You can come to Brickell easily, to the north. And talking a little bit about the market, what I think that you asked, I think is very important, is Miami market now is separated into products. And how can I say, you cannot just talk about supply and demand. You have to see supply and demand for what.
Yeah.
So nowadays we have the age of the building is extremely important. So if it's today, even 10 years plus, people already don't like it, and it became very expensive because of the building surf side that fell. So everything changes. So now the HOAs, the fees, monthly fees for those older buildings are extremely high, and we changed. Before, amenities were 5,000 square feet of amenities was a pool and a gym.
Sure.
Then it went to 8,000, 25,000. Now we're talking about 50,000, 90,000 square feet of amenities. So now is a pool, a gym, an office, a spa, a podcast place,
Yoga, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes, like, proportionally speaking to these older buildings, they offer a lot more and it's the same cost. So nobody wants the old buildings. So you need to just see supply of what? You go to the MLS, you have, I think, 17,000 units for sale, which 16,000 is for less than 1,000, is less than 10 years. So you have to really see what are we talking about here. And then the other thing is short term and long term. So is end users, are called end users, is like a Nobu that has restrictions for rentals. These are the public that all these high executives that are moving to Florida, to Miami.
And they need a place.
They need a place to live. They don't want to stay in a hotel. They don't
We are
want to stay
super
in a
close to the construction site of Ken Griffin, so
Citadel is right there.
all of those people, they're gonna need a place to live in.
Exactly. That's why I like Nobu.
right
San
there.
Regis,
They can
Mandarin,
go by walk, yeah.
all in these, you know. So I think that you need to differentiate when you talk about Miami. You need to see where you're talking. So again, there's constructions all over, but it's going to be 24,000 units coming to the market, Broward, Palm Beach, and Miami. But these 24,000, half and half. 12,000 is going to be end users and 12,000 more or less. I'm giving like that the numbers.
Yeah.
Short-term rentals, and then if you see that coming to Florida, we have 1,350 people per day moving.
Yeah, true.
We are
Which
the
is
second
huge, huh?
state. The number one state in growth, the populational growth, is Texas. We are the number 2 state, and we are number 1 state in the wealthy growth. We are talking about 21 billion, and then Texas number 2, 5 billion. So it's a huge difference between the first place and the second. So Miami, Florida is the place where the wealthy families are coming. The wealth is coming for investment or to live. So I think that everything that is luxury in Miami, in the state of Florida, is gonna perform really well.
And I don't know Miami how it was before the pandemic. I know it was already like wealthy people coming because of the whole like the bay and everything is nice in front of the water. But what is like the top differences that you've seen in the market or in the lifestyle and the people that are in Miami?
Okay.
In this transition.
Definitely, Florida and Miami was known for the Latin communities, Latin countries. And after the pandemic, the Americans discovered the new Miami. Because the Miami, when my parents bought an apartment here, it was 1993. We would go to Miami Beach, to South Beach.
It was Latin
and it was
America.
only the old, a lot of old elder people sitting down outside those little condos, you know, the Art Deco condos, facing Ocean Drive, like sitting down there. Like it was so horrible and sad to see that, you know. Now
like
you go to this
place.
party. So Miami changed a lot, and the Americans thought that was that Miami. Miami is not like that since a long time ago, you know. So they found out. So now we have people from California, from Chicago, from New York, from all over United States. And they love it. They are in love. They have the weather much better than most of the other states. They have the tax benefits.
And we just had 3 of the 5 richest person in the world coming from California to.
All the billionaires are coming because it's for taxes and lifestyle, and an opportunity. If you, especially if you work with luxury, this is the place to come, because Miami we have demand for everything that is luxury. So if you work with cars, with whatever you do that is luxury.
And what is the starting price of luxury for you? What do you think?
It depends what we want. Okay.
For a house.
For a house, 20 million and up. For me is a.
And for a condo?
Nowadays, a lot on the water, how much is it? 10 million.
Yeah.
So it's the lot. So if you're talking about a single family ready, it has to be 20 up.
And for a condo?
Right, I'm talking to the 2 experts here. So
No, I mean,
you tell me.
it's true. If you want to be in the prime location, and waterfront, you are not going to have a house that is a new construction for less than $20 million in
25,
this Miami area.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. So I completely agree with you on that. And what's the trend that you see? Like you see us keeping in this trend? You see it's Miami stabilizing or continuing to grow like it has?
Continue to grow. There's a lot of opportunities. I think that compared to other cities, Miami is still cheap. If you Madrid, Paris, we got to the levels of New York, and we offer more.
True.
It depends. If you like for example, if you don't like the beach, the views, and the weather, then you prefer New York. But we are talking about at the beach, 5,000 plus the square foot. This is New York price, right? So
absolutely.
So I think the trend is this. As long as there's a lot of things to come. Some people think that, I missed yesterday I spoke to one of my clients, I missed the timing. No, you didn't miss the timing. You missed one wave, but you're still surfing. So you need to wait for, other ones. There's still a lot of people coming. Citadel didn't finish. He's building like a $2 billion building. So he's going to bring all his executives, and still we're going to see a lot of families looking for homes. So.
A condo, what is the price for luxury? What do you think?
5 million and
5, you would say? Okay.
So it's much cheaper to get a condo than a house. I mean, of course, because scarcity of houses.
Yes.
Yeah, to have the
depends on the location. 5 million is not, right? So if you go to Fisher Island, 5 million is not luxury. It's a property that you need to put money to.
True.
To remodel.
And you work a lot in Fisher Island. Fisher Island is like kind of like a separate city inside a city, and there's many like that in Miami, no?
Yes. Well, Miami is like, we call everything Miami, but each neighborhood has a completely different lifestyle. Yeah. Fisher is very well known for Brazilians and Russians, and because of the style and everything that they like. So Fisher is a creme de la creme. I think it's the most expensive
zip code in the US.
Yes.
Yeah, that's impressive. So if you like Miami, you can like Miami, but you can like a part of Miami. So there's basically Miami for everybody. That's what you kind of.
That's why it's very important to get a good realtor, because you need this advice. Really, true. Because I have a lot of people that leave Brazil to live here. So for you to live with your family, you need to structure a lot of things, invest. Is money that you get the kids out of the school and come here. If you don't get a good realtor that doesn't really pay attention to your lifestyle, your family's lifestyle, you're gonna waste 1 year here, money, kids suffering. It's gonna be hard when you're gonna come back, and then you never try again to live outside. True. Because your experience is gonna be bad, all because of a realtor that didn't pay attention, and they put you in Weston, and you're supposed to be in the middle of Miami, or in Coconut Grove or whatever. So it's extremely important, and people don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So anybody can come to Miami and find their place. Yes. I don't know.
But how well, it's like me in Paris. It's like I go to Paris, I didn't know. I had somebody local that helped me and said, this is good. A new construction in Paris is not good, right? The older buildings are the ones that appreciate more, that people like. I didn't know. I would go for the brand new one.
No, absolutely
because this is
not,
the American mentality. So each country, each city, each place, you need to go with somebody that really understands and the rules and everything, and what is good and what is not, and know the market and put you in the right thing.
And what do you think, and one question that is a little bit more broad, but what do you think Miami has to do to be able to accommodate for so much growth? Because, like New York has all the metro, it has a very good connection because it's a very old city. Where Miami is a younger city in terms of growth. Like, what do you think Miami needs right now to be able to continue to accommodate this kind of growth?
Okay, to bring more people, especially these families, more school. Yeah, we have a school issue. Yes.
Like scarcity of school.
Exactly.
And everybody's trying to go to the locations where there is the schools, right? I mean, I hear Coconut Grove has the best schools, and I don't know, there's specific locations that everybody's gathering around there. You could have a few more.
That's why Pinecrest is growing a lot because of Gulliver, Ransom in Coconut Grove, Miami Country Day. So these are the best schools around, but there's spots, you cannot just create and bring a lot of family like that. So schools, and definitely transportation. Yeah. Miami is becoming.
We love our cars, but it's like sometimes you have to spend an hour in.
I hope not former mayor Francis Soares said, like flying those things. I'm afraid of those things, so I hope not. I hope like a better ground transportation.
Yeah, you think? Or maybe
that we can
multi-level,
fly.
like everybody one driving on top of the
Like
other. I don't know.
Jackson's, I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's-
exactly.
You know, like,
yeah, exactly.
no.
There
Now
is,
the Elon Musk tunnel.
yeah, the tunnel can also work. I mean, I think there's options, but Miami has
Yeah, we
of
need
course,
those.
has the low water level, so you cannot really go underground.
It's
so
too
there's
complicated.
yeah, but I think
What
they're
we
gonna
do
it.
in Brazil, São Paulo, not Brazil, São Paulo, that we have so many cars and the traffic. We do this for an American. I think they are not going to accept. It's like one day of the week you cannot use your car.
Yes, true.
I know this one here in Sao Paulo.
No
they-
one will accept this here.
Oh yeah, but I mean, that's the problem, no, right? Because people that
Or
are living
the
here.
timing, the rush hour. So you stay until late. After 8 you can, 8 p.m.
That's true.
And I think it's after 7. So you go to work before 7 and you leave after 8.
And there's also like in other cities, there's like high density areas where like in this high density area you cannot really go with your car at this time. You have to enter later because otherwise it's a mess. But then you need also like good transportation for everybody
Exactly.
to replace.
To be able to-
otherwise you're not in the
Exactly.
right.
It's an
location.
issue that the mayor, everybody needs to pay
Take care of,
attention,
yeah.
and I'm sure they are trying something.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, they're working on that. I mean, they have a
No
lot of money
choice.
coming in, so
Yeah.
I think they have the means to make
So
it
now,
work.
may I ask a question?
Of course.
Last question.
Last question. That's it.
We are
Only
busy.
one for us.
We have an appointment.
Okay, all of you. What do you guys have cooking? What do you have for us? I know you guys do beautiful projects. I had the pleasure to sell one of yours.
Yeah, I mean, we're working on.
We broke
the-
record.
Congratulations, everybody broke a record here. Congrats.
With your help.
Of course. No, we're working a lot here to develop new homes and create like amazing properties for the next client that will buy. And we're also trying to spread a little bit further. Not only do the big house that will sell for a
Okay.
record. We're trying to see if we can do a little bit smaller project, but do 2 or 3 so that it can like be nice for multiple types of clientele.
I like
so
that.
we're getting started on that, and also neighborhoods that need to be redeveloped with old homes that are. It's a market that is not as saturated as the waterfront, ultra high
Agreed.
end, buy the block for 10 million. There's a lot of people that come here with a lot of money and they imagine they're going to be a developer, so they're going to overpay. And at the end of the day, your margins are not going to be as nice because there's so much competition.
Yes.
If you go a little bit further and you find a lot that is more normal for more regular people, in that case,
Agree.
you can find good opportunities
And
to
we have
develop.
demand for that too.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
the $5-6 million house.
Exactly, and it's a nice thing that this market of ultra luxury waterfront is kind of getting saturated on both sides, on the buyer side and on the builder side that are
Yeah.
overbidding for that. So you need to just spread your wings a little bit and understand that Miami is growing for every type of client, from the 20 million to the 5-6 million. So we're trying to reach out to all those markets as well.
Agree. Couldn't agree more.
Sounds good.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much, Mariana.
for
Great to see
having
you.
me here. It was a pleasure.
You gave